It's Thursday, and that means your local papers are now available at your front step. And joining us in studio is Nikki Wesley to talk about what you can read this week and start off with what we can read in Oakville Beaver.
Absolutely. So in your Oakville Beaver this week, you're going to find a story about Emily Schneider, who's recently started Beyond the Bowl Pottery Studio. Now, Emily recently, or not recently, is a graduate of Sheridan College. This is her second career, and she was having trouble finding somewhere that would take her very creative and different ways of making pottery. They didn't want to fire them in their kilns because they're really expensive. Yeah, that piece right on the right-hand side there. Yeah, so very different, not your typical, we'll just take bowl that you're seeing. Yeah,
beautiful.
So she started her own studio. So she's got 4 wheels, and she invites people to come, as a family, or there's adult classes, there's children's classes. You can come in for one time only, and so it's Beyond the Bowl, and you should really check it out.
Sounds great. And as we head around the region, you actually have a regional story, and it's really important as well, and it's following what's happening with our teachers union at the moment across Ontario.
Yes, absolutely. So as we know, they're preparing to work to rule, our local president, Kathy Proctor, you see her here, she has said, all of the actions that we're taking are not impacting students, and that was the key to their work to rule. So, for example, like Christmas concerts aren't being affected. The reports that went home this week aren't being affected. Things that they're all concerned about are obviously the recent government cuts to education, and she's worried that that our world-class school system here in Ontario is going to suffer for those. So obviously the work to rule, if going forward, if it isn't resolved by February, it will affect report cards that go at home in February. So
right, and we know that the negotiations are kind of being on the table at the moment as well between the province and, of course, the teachers' unions. But like you said, they are expected to go on their work to rule as of Monday.
That's correct.
And will that be affecting the Christmas season for the students as well?
The actual holiday vacation?
During the school time, you had mentioned earlier.
So no. That's one of the things that she was very clear on. That like Christmas concerts, things of that nature, or holiday concerts rather, won't be affected.
Okay.
So.
Okay, good. And up in Milton?
And up in Milton, our local hockey hero, Darren Hadar, was recently inducted into the Milton Hall of Fame. He's also about to be inducted into the AHL Hall of Fame. And reporter Herb Garbutt's written a really lovely piece about him and his rise to through his hockey career. And something really interesting that I'd never really thought about was, as he was progressing, when he was younger, parents had come to him and said, we're really going to miss you next year when they start playing contact hockey. And he said, well, I'm still coming back. Like, he's only 5'9", right? So back then, there was a line of bruisers and there was the line of GM. So it was something that I hadn't thought of as he progressed through. He really overcame a lot of things, and now as we know, he has MS and has started his golf tournament and raised more than, I believe, $170,000 for MS research, which is pretty remarkable. So yeah, check that story out for sure.
Yeah, and more, of course, is available in your local papers as of today, and you can check them out online as well across the region, and that's on InsideHalton.com. Also, if you have a story idea or a feature piece, you can contact your local paper, Inside Halton, as well on their website and on Facebook or even on Instagram.